Madrid didn't deserve it. They really didn't. Coming to this match, I expected pretty much the worst for this game. But yeah, Barca won 3-2 against Real Madrid in Supercopa de España. And it was honestly, it was cooked in the beginning. The formation, he made a last change, taking out Rodrygo and putting on Gonzalo Garcia. For me, it was a better decision, but it's crazy to think 10 minutes before the game you have to make a choice like that right when the game is about to start. I think that's, that shows, the trust or something that, I don't know. For me, Arda and Bellingham never play well together, and there's a lot of things in this match, not even just them playing, because Madrid playing, they're horrible. Barca had complete control of the game. They had the field, they had everything. Barcelona were just more complete in this game. Madrid, they pretty much did the same thing. For me, they looked a little better than the Clasico game, but it was just the same thing, kind of. They would just play off counterattacks. Both of their goals that they scored weren't team goals, weren't because they were playing better. They were luck. They were individual plays. It was Vini doing Vini. It wasn't a team thing. Vini did great. That's how Vini should be doing every game. Amazing goal from Vinicius Jr. And then the Gonzalo Garcia from a free kick. Lucky goal, by the way. Great, great for Gonzalo. I really, I'm a huge fan of Gonzalo Garcia. And I think that, he's capable of being, a future starter for Real Madrid, depending on, how this whole situation works with the lineups. But he's 100% a player that you need in the team. But that goal was just, it wasn't a team thing. It wasn't, when you look at Barca, they just looked way more complete, way more, and they gave Madrid no space to do whatever, or whatever they needed to do. Barcelona had that game since the beginning of the first half, and then past the 60th minute, it was just a breakdown from there. And then the substitutions, don't even get me started with apparently. So the first one, he took out Fede. This whole back line, I wasn't even a fan of. You're playing Tchouaméni deep, but when you play Bellingham and Camavinga, you need Tchouaméni in that midfield. You can't let them. It's like a parent watching their kids. You leave the parent out, the kids are gonna do whatever they want, and they don't know what they're doing. That's pretty much what happened today or yesterday. I don't know why he's playing Tchouaméni down back. Asensio right back is just why. You have the most independable player playing right back. Asensio can have a good game, and next he can have a terrible game. And relying him on right back, he's not a right back. He's not Sergio Ramos. He's not he's not that player that can play in the right back, center back position. He's not like switching them. No, he's a center back. Leave him there. That's it. I wasn't a huge fan of that. And then Hoyson, I don't know, since probably El Clasico, has not been the same. Dean Hoyson, the last El Clasico, he is, the beginning of the season in the Club World Cup, in the early stages of the season, he was Madrid's probably best player. He looked amazing, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what the fall off is or what, but he hasn't looked it. And then the Carreras, for me, he was probably the top 3 best Madrid player in this match, top 2. Maybe even the best player in the game for Madrid. I think Carreras had a fantastic game. Won the ball a lot in the back, pushed it up, but just as a team as a whole, is just gone from the get go. And then Xavi Alonso, yes, Fede had a yellow, but I'd rather have Fede get a second yellow than relying Asensio at right back. For me, keep Fede at right back. He looked great against Atletico. He looked great. He always plays great when he plays right back. Carvajal and Trent is injured. He's been playing there. Why switch it up in the final? Asensio is not, for me, capable of playing right back. I hate when I see him play there because he doesn't. I'd rather have academy player play a right back than Asensio, because when I look at Asensio, he's not a fullback. He's not a player to make those deep runs like that. He's not a player to cross it in the box. He's not. So, I think that's just terrible substitution from there. I rather kept Fede. You need a player like Fede, and you took him off so early in the game for Rodrygo. Like, make that make sense. I don't get that. You swap out Fede for Arda. I really don't understand that substitution. It doesn't lock into my head of like why. Because first of all, Arda doesn't play well with Bellingham together. They just don't. They don't. I don't know why they just don't play well together. And then you have Tchouameni that's dropping back. It's just like why? It's like having headless chickens in the field. They don't know what they're doing. They're just running around and doing whatever. There's no control. There's nothing in this team. Um, I can go on, and then let's go into this here. Um, Lineups: Garcia, Vinny. Like I said, 2 lucky goals. Not lucky, but to an extent. Like this, I don't get this back line. I really don't understand this back line. What you put Fede higher? For me, I've always said it. Oh, I'm using the wrong scene. For me, I've said it many times. I don't want Fede in the midfield when Camavinga and Bellingham and Tchouameni are playing in the same time. I don't want Fede in the midfield because for me, he doesn't. For me, he doesn't. I'm not sure why, but he doesn't work well in that system. Fede looks amazing at fullback. I don't know why you just move players around. Put Fede right back. Put Sensil center back, and then have Tchouameni playing as the anchor. But no, you play him as a center back, which I don't understand. And then I would also Vinny and Rodrygo. For me, the combo looks great, but Rodrygo didn't have a crazy game. No phone call. And then they both were playing in the left side of the field, and it just lacked on the right. They both were forcing, I guess, because Rodrygo was in the he was playing left mid. Vinny was playing pretty much up here where Gonzalo is, and Gonzalo would just sit there. But you had pretty much no one playing in the right hand side. And then you take out Vinny for Franco. Right, was that the case? 82nd. Yeah, you take out Vinny for Franco, which I also don't understand. Apparently, Vinny asked to get subbed out. Might as well just push it. You were Madrid's best attacker that game. You had a great game. Just for it not to, that I don't understand. And so many goals. Madrid could have scored so many goals. Rodrygo missed one. Who else? Carreras and Asensio in the last final seconds, man. That was bad. How do you miss those sitters? Especially Carreras. He had the time in the world. So much space. Ball lands right on him. Shoots it straight at Gonzalo Garcia's hand. Straight in his hands. He's gripping the ball because it's right in front of him. That's it. No power to the shot. No, you don't choose to shoot in the left hand side of the goal. No, you shoot it straight at him. And then in the final seconds, when Mbappe crosses in the middle, Raul Asensio, you could head it in the far corner and it's a goal. But no, you decide to shoot it straight at Joan Garcia's hands. It's just terrible. Rodrygo missed a chance earlier in the game. Gonzalo Garcia missed a huge chance earlier in the game. It was just terrible, man. It was really bad. Does Xavi get sacked for this match? I don't think so. I don't, even if he does get sacked, because for me, I've always praised and backed up Xabi Alonso. In the Club World Cup, they looked great. I think that was their best performance in total this season, really. And then in this season, you have some glimpses like El Clasico. Last El Clasico, they looked really good. Betis, they looked really good. What game was it? Against Juventus, they looked really good. Was it Villarreal or let's go? I think it was Bilbao. Bilbao, they looked really good. There's just few games, but then the rest of them were just terrible matches. Like they did not play well. There's that, and then you have Barcelona here. Rafinha. He's great. He's back. Back. He scored a double. You have Pedri in the midfield. That red card from De Jong. People are saying it's not a red. It was clear red. Studs up right into his knee. Like, come on now. Lamine, I don't know why his rating's higher than Vinny. Lamine didn't really do much this match. Like the Carreras, I said he was probably like these ratings don't make sense to me. Carreras has a 6.0, and like I think he was probably Madrid's second best player at this match. He for me he was great. And then you have Lamine with 8.1, and Lamine didn't really do much. I don't trust ratings really. But yeah, it was a bad match. It was a pretty bad match. For me, Madrid didn't deserve it. Kind of happy they didn't win because if they did win, I think it would just go back to the same thing of how they're playing. There's gonna be no change. You know, you lost another final to Barcelona. Maybe in your brain, you snap your finger, like you snap in your head that you need change. Something needs to new happen. If Madrid won, they probably would have just stuck the same thing for the entire year. They probably would have been like, "Oh, we won a trophy against Barcelona. We're playing fine." No, I mean no. They were horrible. They didn't deserve a trophy in this game. Uh, they only score off individual. They didn't play as a team. Barcelona had them locked. Like each time Barcelona or Madrid had the ball, I feel like there's just no, but they were pressing so much on the person who had the ball, and then Barcelona just marked every guy in the pitch. So it was just hard for Madrid to move forward with the ball. And then when Barca had the ball, it was just they looked flow. They looked like they can just pass it to anybody, and then any play can happen. Yeah, it was just a terrible performance from Real Madrid as a whole, and yeah, I mean, that's just how it is, really. Um, Next match is the Copa del Rey, January 14th, and 2 days. They play really soon. Wow. They play what, Wednesday? Ah, that's soon. Wow, I didn't think they would play that quick. And then they play on Saturday against Levante, 8 a.m. Okay, Monaco, Villarreal. Like I said, this is gonna be January for me. Looked on paper the hardest month. You win against Betis, looked great. You got a huge win against Atletico. You didn't play great, but you got to win. You have Monaco in the Champions League, Villarreal, Benfica, Rayo. It's gonna be, there's some difficult matches. Or matches Madrid should win, but these teams can 100% put something on. But yeah, that was just a terrible, terrible performance from Madrid.